Okay, today I'm going to show you how to seal flour or any kind of dry good in a Mylar bag. But I thought I'd show you a few things first. I only seal what I'm going to use within a couple days in the Mylar. Then I take the Mylar and I put them into 5-6 gallon buckets. Now, the reason I do this is we have a lot of mice. We live in the city, we live by the railroad, we live by the river. I don't know what causes us to have so many mice. We have 11 cats, outside cats, and they still can't keep the population down. We do everything we can. So I am always worried that we're going to have mice get into food that is open. That if I store flour in these large containers, sooner or later, they're going to get into it because someone is going to forget to seal the lid tight. And yes, I do have those screw-on lids, but I just don't store my flour in great big sacks like this. These are sealed, but this is wheat berries. This is a little different. This is wheat berries. This is what I'm going to have to grind up into that flour. These we do seal in the great big containers, but we take these, 8 to 10 of these, and put them in one of these. So that when I need my flour in an SHTF, WROL situation, I just lift off the top, pull one of my bags out, and I will use it within a few days. And of course, you always seal your lid, label your container. As you see, I've done it here. This is 12 cups of flour. Now that won't be hard to keep away from the mice in a bad situation. I also use half-gallon containers. Now these I tend to use with any flour that's left over from these huge 50-pound bags after I seal them up. I'll put them in here. But this is for my everyday use. Sometimes I don't have that much, so then I have to seal them in quarts. Now all I do here with these quarts, this I used an oxygen absorber, and as you see, there's no popping. 50 cc oxygen absorber. This one, I use my food saver to can, and of course it's sealed, no problem. Then I put those in my shelf, and I'll show you that in a second. I can up flour a lot because I use it all the time, and there's no sense in having preps if we don't use them. As you see, I've got brown sugar here, but in my flour I go ahead and I use my food saver for that, for jars that I'm not going to use long-term storage. And I always keep it on my shelves because I tend to use everything I can up that rotate, first in, first out. This is the newest addition to our house, and she wanted to get in on the picture. We just got her yesterday. Her name is Snowball, and Snowball would not let me do any more preservation until I picked her up. So I picked her up, and now I gotta go wash up and re-clean our counter, and because I'm a neatnik, I'm very funny about things. But say hi, hi. And then again, nothing's complete without Bird. In most of my videos, you'll hear Bird in the background. Makes lots of noise. And some people have asked me, what is that chatter in the background? Well, now you all know. So Bird is watching me can today. Just another member of the family. What I do first when I'm going to prepare my Mylar bags is I usually get my oxygen absorbers that I'm going to use, and I tend to put them in a 1.5 pint canning jar. I just like to do that. So, because I don't want my oxygen absorbers sitting out. Now, if you know what you're going to do, and you have everything so perfectly together, then you can very easily do it all at one time. But I don't tend to do that. I'll do a few bags here, a few bags there. And so these are 300 cc Mylar oxygen absorbers. And I have found that they work just fine. As you see, it's a little pink eye. If they're blue, if that eye is blue, you don't want to use it. That means that the oxygen absorbers are no good. So a pink eye, in this case, is good. Pink eye with your kids is bad. Anyway, so that's what I do for oxygen absorbers. Okay, today what we're going to learn is not how to seal in jars, but how to seal in Mylar containers. I got these Mylar containers, I believe it was from from Dehydrate to Store. I believe that's who I got these from, a very generous woman. These, I believe, are also half-gallon containers. I use them for all my dry storage, such as flour, oatmeal, things that I use almost every day, or I will use in an SHTF situation. I need extra protection for, but I don't want to have those humongous containers, 5-6 gallon pails. What we do though is we'll take anywhere from 8 to 12 of them, depending on what size the big container is, and we will put our Mylar bags in there so that when times get rough, as they often do, or times are going to be an SHTF, WROL situation, we only have to pull out one bag at a time. Then I only have to worry about that bag. I don't have to worry about a big bucket that somebody might leave the lid off of, or rodents getting into, or bugs. You know, we don't know what kind of situation we're going to be in. These are also very lightweight compared to carrying around those big buckets. Those are heavy. So I like this best, and that's what I'm going to teach today. All you do is open up your Mylar container. You scoop. I put in about 12 to 13 cups. 2, and you notice they're heaping. 3, 4, 5, 6. I got most of my bread recipes off of Misty Shooter, and when you make her recipes, you're going to do about 6 loaves of bread at a time, and that's just fine with me because we have so many in the family, as most of you know. Doing bread is sort of a messy operation, and doing flour is a messy operation. So if you're all freaked out about flour going on the floor, you can just put a sheet down or something like that. Or like me, I don't worry about it. What I do is I just sweep it afterwards and mop up my floor. So it works out nice for me. This flour I got, we went to Shipshewana, Indiana, and we went to an Amish bulk food store called E&S. Unbelievable savings. First of all, there was no tax on the food. Now I'm from Illinois. That was a shock to me. So I got more groceries for my money that way. Plus the prices were unbelievable. I'm going to do a video on just some of the stuff I got. Probably shouldn't tell everybody, but oh well, we are a community. So when I have my flour in my bag, I'm all happy with the amount that's in there. I take out, and this is what I use. I use a 300 cc oxygen absorber. I put it into the flour, and I'm going to show you that. I don't put it on the side. I put it right into the flour, like the middle of the flour. Then I wipe off the inside of my bag a little bit. And one of the most important things besides the Mylar and the oxygen absorber and the ingredients is that you have got to have an iron. Now people don't worry about the iron being ruined because you can finish doing this and then go iron. It does not ruin your iron. Some people say it do. It does. I've never noticed it. And I tried to get that flour in there real good. I wipe this off a little bit. Not too much to worry about. And then we were lucky enough to have this table, but before we found this in the garbage and Ted fixed it up for us, I used to use just a bar, a steel bar. I've even went out on my deck and used the handrail. The idea is to have an edge. So I take the edge, I squeeze out as much oxygen as I can, and then, just very simple, go across. Now Kevin, one of our friends on YouTube, a longtime prepper, he likes to put double edges on everything. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I just know I like Kevin. So I'm going to do what he says, because he seems to be pretty smart when it comes to doing anything when it comes to prepping. And that basically, friends, is it. That's as simple as it gets. And then, because I didn't measure it, I'm not going to pretend I did, but I got a pretty good idea. That's about 12 cups of flour. I will put the month and the year on it. This is more than enough to make a great big batch of bread, mini loaves. It's usually enough to make anywhere from 4 to 6 loaves of bread. It's pretty good. You might have to add more, so if you do, you just whip out another bag. And in my family, 6 loaves of bread. Depends. If the kids are all here when I pull it out of the oven, well, guess what? Mama will be making bread the next day. If it has an opportunity to get cool, it'll last me 2 days. I'm used to cooking big. That's what I do. In SHTF situation, I'm hoping that in my group I get to be the cook. Who knows, you know. I'm getting a little too old to do some of that other stuff. Of course, that's another subject, isn't it? Well, bye everybody. Hope this was helpful.